So I was honorably discharged there in Germany, and I took a job with the Stars and Stripes. I applied, and they hired me on their copy desk, both as a copy editor and as a reporter.
Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson, our chief prosecutor, spoke for most of us.
If you were to say of these men that they are not guilty, it would be as true to say there has been no war, there are no slain, there have been no crime.
But I did go to the trial, I attended the trial. I worked on the stories coming out of Nuremberg on the copy desk. I rewrote stories, I wrote the headlines, and then sometimes I would go to attend the trials. The best piece of literature about Nuremberg, of any single piece of literature, if a person could only read one statement, one piece of literature about Nuremberg, then the one that they should read is Jackson's opening statement. And he was praised highly for that. The press praised him, and the reporters who were there, and the other lawyers who were there, they were really impressed by that opening statement. It was very moving, and so he was praised for that. But there were times when he was not praised. He was not praised at all for his cross-examination of Hermann Goering, for example. And people thought he did very badly with that cross-examination. But he was also praised for the fact that he wanted this trial, it was his idea to make this trial public. I mean, he wanted the public to know what was going on. We weren't going to have a proceeding behind closed doors, as they often did in Russia. No, he wanted the public to know everything was going on. And so they were impressed with that, and they were, they respected him for that. So you had both sides, but there was criticism, I must say, with regard to his cross-examination of Goering.
Did you get a sense as when the detail of that cross-examination that the real problem was Judge Lawrence and the tribunal letting Goering go?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, it wasn't Jackson's fault. It looked like his fault, but it wasn't his fault. I mean, he was right on the law, you see. He wanted Goering to just answer the questions. What Goering would do, he would listen to the questions, he would wait and have it interpreted, even though Goering understood English perfectly. He would wait to give him an idea how to answer the question until it was interpreted, and then he would answer the question. But he wouldn't just answer the question. He would go off and spout this Nazi propaganda, you see, and Jackson objected to that. He said, just answer the question. And Jackson said to him, if you want to say more about this, then your attorney can ask you about it on redirect examination, see? So he objected to letting Goering go that way. And the court said, and the court was just leaning over backwards, to be fair, I think. The court said, no, let him speak, let him have his say. This made Jackson livid. He lost his cool, really. He became livid. And he made a statement to the court, you're letting this whole trial get out of hand, he said. You're letting it all get out of hand by doing this. I mean, he chastised the court. And so he didn't like that at all. He was upset with that. And so people, and the criticism for the press was great, really was great. I mean, it was, and Jackson, as I understand it, he was moved by that criticism. That touched him. He felt embarrassed by that criticism.